Welcome to the Casino Insiders, and I'm your host, Deacon Kaine. Well, how's everybody doing today? Today we're going to talk a little bit about slots theory, as well as something strange in the casino. And don't know the outcome of it, but I can't wait to hear the outcome of it. Hopefully sooner or later, or you never know. Anyway, I would definitely like to talk about this part first. If you do have a gambling problem, please contact 1-800-GAMBLER. They are there to help you to take care of yourself and your family, but first and foremost, yourself, okay? If you do have a gambling problem. Don't forget to go to www. Yes, there's a big dot in there. So we got www.thecasinoinsiders.com, where you can click on Deuces the shop and our affiliates. We do have affiliates. So check them out. See if that might interest you. At Deuces the shop, we have shirts, hoodies, slides for men and women. Yes, ladies, we definitely got some great apparel for you. Don't forget about your drinking around Fremont Street t-shirt when you go to Vegas. All right? All right. Last but not least, if you do have Kindle or Kindle Unlimited, you can get our 2 books for free just by reading it on your Kindle Unlimited. Secondary to that, you can go to Amazon.com and buy the book if you want. All right? All right. So please check it out. We would appreciate it. We would love it. Due to the fact that we're trying to get a new computer. And don't forget, you can support us on Spotify as well. You can go in, click on Support Spotify, and support us. For 99 cents, $4.99, $8.99, $9.99, so on and so forth. I would like to thank you in advance for that. Thank you. Anyway, so we actually got an email from my friends, uncles, nephews, best friends, cousins, dogs, uncles, cousins, aunts, niece. Okay? Yes, exactly. I agree. And the funny thing is this. You ready? This is a story that I want to talk about first before I get into the slots theory. You ever go to a hotel, obviously a casino hotel as well, and you forget something? Well, this gentleman forgot something, and it's kind of not a small deal. It's something that's pretty big. He goes downstairs. As he's checking out, he goes, got some good news and I got some bad news. So the people down in the hotel casino lobby are sitting there going, okay, so what's the good news? Good news is you guys were great, phenomenal. Thank you guys so much. Everything was, 47 platinum stars or whatever the heck they use now at this place. And the funny thing happened. He goes, the bad news? I had a pet boa constrictor, and it's about 8 feet long, and I can't find it. He has disappeared somewhere in the hotel walls. Well, let's see here. A snake in the hotel walls. How does that going to end? So, obviously, people were scrambling and trying to figure out where they could find the snake. You got to figure this casino is huge. This property is huge because all casinos are huge. There aren't really any small casinos, right, folks? Right. And so my mind started wandering after I heard that. And I went, could you imagine if you were playing cards or dealing cards and all of a sudden a snake fell out, came out of nowhere and landed on top of you? A couple of things. The liability of the casino having towards this person, as well as just the comedy factor of people freaking out and running around. Can you imagine if it happened with a table full of people playing Pai Gow or Baccarat or even just blackjack. Or what about a craps table? Because you can put everybody and their mother around most of the craps tables. So, God, that would be funny. And then I started thinking, what if it happened to one person at a slot machine? They'd be sitting there going, well, you better give me some free play because I had this snake fall on me, and how the heck so on and so forth. So I'm cracking up at this, and I'm still kind of laughing because it's freaking hysterical, right, folks? And then I sit there and I have the epiphany. Let's go to craps again. Okay, somebody's rolling those dice, rolls the dice, and as the dice are rolling, the snake falls in the middle of the craps table, and Snake Eyes comes up. I don't know about you, but I think that would be abso-freaking-lutely hysterical. Oh my God, that would have been so funny. But anyway, in my opinion, that's pretty funny. Now, I hope you guys find it as funny as I do. That's my question of the day is, what would you do if a snake fell on your table or fell on you while you were playing either slots or table games? Kind of curious to know what you would do. All right, folks? All right, so that's my question of the day. We're going to pause for station identification. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to actually probably throw an ad in here. We are doing ads now on Spotify, so just so you guys all get that heads up. And you guys can support us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube Podcasts now. So Google Podcasts went to YouTube Podcasts, just in case you guys didn't know that. All right, here we go. We're going to talk a little slots theory. Are you guys ready? Are you ready, kids? I got to do that every time I say that. So, slots theory. My slots theory was that not my slots theory, the slots theory that I have heard out there. If you go and you play between 2 and 4 in the morning, allegedly, slots are supposed to pay off more. Yes or no? With it all being the random number generator, you truly never know what's going to happen. Am I right or am I wrong? Allegedly, you're right or you're wrong. And after I get done talking about this, I'm going to bring up size of bets again, okay? But anyway, here we go. So I did 2 nights just to see, not back to back. I did one night, one day, and then a couple days later I did the nights. The night that I had the first show, I went, okay? So, the first night, playing slots, played a game that I saw a lot of people playing when I got there, because I kind of scouted out for about an hour or two. It's a brand new game, and allegedly brand new games are supposed to pay off more. Am I right or am I wrong? So I go ahead and I sit down at this game. It's one of the new Buffalo bonus games. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. I'll find that out for the future for you guys, okay? And I sit down, and I'm not sure how to play it, to be quite honest. So I'm kind of reading. I'm like, screw it. Here's $100. Let's just see what happens. Put my card in. Zoop. And I'll let you guys know what casino it was. It was a Hard Rock. That's all that I'm going to say. And what was cool was it was slow enough to where I could talk to the staff, touch base with them, ask them, hey, anything paying off good, anything, any area, so on and so forth. And, you get the kind of prototypical, well, everything it's all random, blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah. And so I told them what I was going to do. And they're like, all right, that's cool. I like it. So they told me this area, and that's why I went over and played the Buffalo game. Hard Rock, first of all, thank you guys. You guys have a great staff. You guys are definitely 97 platinum stars or whatever the heck they are. I don't know what they use, but they did a hell of a job. Their staff was great. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of winning going on, so they couldn't really get tipped out that much. Kind of sad, kind of disappointing. In my opinion, But that's not the way that night went. All right. So here we go. So put my $100 in, like I said earlier. And when I put my $100 in, I was like, what denomination am I going to play? So it went up to, the denomination was 5 cents. And I ended up playing, it was a $3.75 bet. Just because I hadn't played the game before, I didn't max it out. Okay, maxed out would have been like $15. No big deal. But I wanted to see how the game went first. Okay, so as I'm playing, like 3 spins, I get a bonus. And I'm like, are you kidding me? A bonus already? And I look up and I see the bonus. It actually says bonus with a green line that goes flying across. I'm like, okay, now I know what that means. All right, so there we go. So they actually have a bonus gauge indicator, allegedly. You see what I'm saying? Trying to suck you in a little bit more. So I hit and I make like $120 off of this bonus. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. It was a $3.75 bet, 5 cent denomination. That's pretty cool. So I kept playing. I went down to like, I think total after that win, I was up like $2.25 on the credits on the machine. Or dollars on the machine, excuse me. So I dropped my bet down to 2 cents and I went for I think it was a $6 bet or something like that. Started playing that. It just, nothing was even close to hitting. So I went back up to my 5 cent bet. And what I didn't pay attention to was that bonus bar. That bonus bar had climbed up. And when I kind of looked at it, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And it got up pretty high. I didn't realize all the losing was accumulating bonuses due to, I call it the double bonus because they had dollar signs, or not dollar signs, but numerics in bubbles or orbs or whatever anybody wants to call them. And every time it did that, it bumped up the bonus quicker. And if you got 6 or more, that's when you got the bonus. Or the bonus sign stood out if you got all the bonuses and so on and so forth. So the next time I got it, I went back to 5 cents and I was close, and it didn't change from changing denomination, which is a good factor, by the way, folks. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. The next spin, and it's like 5, maybe 6 spins later, give or take, right? I hit another bonus. I hit for another 125, 150, something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm on a roll. Let's go. And then I kind of was a dumbass. And here's why I say I was a dumbass. I played that money all the way down. It was like 400 and change, right? Instead of just cashing out and throwing another 100 in or something, played it down to my last $5. And I'm still playing 5 cent denomination. So I go down to a penny, play 60 cents, go back up to a 5 cent denomination. So that makes me, $4.40. Then I go back to the $3.75 bet. I get another bonus. Now this bonus is pretty cool because it was a little bit different. It had all the orbs, got the double bonus, so on and so forth, right? That gauge went flying up. Woohoo. Got a few minis, so on and so forth. I ended up at like $400. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So I cashed the $400 out. And I wanted to put another 100 in because there's another theory. If you cash out and put another 100 in, you can re-trigger a bonus within like 3 or 5 spins. It varies on machines, obviously. So I do this, and I've got 400 in my pocket just in tickets, right? And I'm like, sweet. So what do? I hit another bonus, and I'm up 300. So I'm like, all right, so total winnings, because I cashed out and so on and so forth. I'm like up a total of 800 because I forgot how to count somewhere, somehow in there. And I forgot that I pulled out another ticket, right? So I'm all, okay, this is cool. I'm up 800. I love playing Pie Gal. I love playing blackjack. This works out freaking beautiful. This is awesome. My theory worked to a point. And what I mean to a point is when they say that those machines will pay off, they'll pay off low denominations. Okay. And sometimes that's better because you don't want to go over $11.99 because that's just a hand pay. But getting the hand pays are nice. So that's part of that theory. Okay. So now I go over and I'm playing a little bit of Pie Gal. And let's be straight up and blunt. I get my dick handed me. I go down like $300 in 3 minutes, it felt like. I have never gotten so many ace high Pie Gals in my life. And I've never seen a dealer get so many triple pairs or full houses or straights with ace king. I mean, it was nuts how on fire these dealers were that night in Pie Gal. I'm down to, I lost 300, 400 there. I go over to, blackjack. And I'm like, well, let's see what happens at blackjack. And don't get me wrong, I got $500, right? Well, guess what the dumbass does? Yes, folks, I go and I grab all 500 in chips. So I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. I go down to $20. And the dealer leaves, and this kid comes up and starts dealing. We got a pretty full table, and I just get this weird feeling. So I'm betting $50 to 100 a hand, right? Going back and forth, also tipping the dealer, playing the bonuses, okay? And I kept on hitting little bonuses here, 19, 20s, 6, 7, 8. I hit once, going there. And then I kept hitting my hands. I kept on getting 14s. I mean, 14 was the number that day. I'd get a 6, a 5, or a 7. It was the weirdest thing. Never had that many hits hit that low of a denomination before as well. So I win back my 500. Okay, so I'm up again about $800. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to go. I'm up 800. That's a good weekend. That's a great way to end, or not weekend, great night, way to end it. Just couldn't get over that hump into the $1,000 mark, which I'm happy with. I'm okay with. That's fine with me. Okay. So I go back a couple days later, and I got to be upfront with you. I am not feeling it the way that I was that night. And so I'm like, all right, let me see what happens. So I have that $800 with me. And I start playing that slot machine, the Buffalo bonus. But I'm playing a different one, not the same one, which is my own damn fault. It's about 2:30 in the morning. And as I'm playing, I'm just getting spanked. So I started off at the $5 denomination. I go down to the 2-cent denomination, getting spanked again. Go down to the 1-cent denomination, getting spanked again. Jump up to the 5-cent denomination. And yes, I do like to change my denominations around just to see what's hitting or what's going to hit. And I changed my bet. I think it was a 6-something bet at that point in time. And I hit the bonus. Well, the bonus is probably one of the worst bonuses I've ever got. Second worst bonus. I'll tell you about the worst bonus I ever got. But this was the second worst bonus I ever got. I only made like $4 on it. Okay. No, it was $6. So I was kind of disappointed on that. I was like, are you kidding me? And I realized that just wasn't in the cards for me. So I walked away. So slots theory, there was a plus and a minus. Okay. One yes, one no. Third and final one will come up next week, and I'll let you guys know. But to continue the story and finish it up here, I went and played blackjack, right? Because, I like blackjack, and there's nobody at the table, and this dealer's always been good to me that's there. He always makes a lot of money off me because I tip him well. And this SOB, the first 6 hands, hits either 20 or 21. He hit a 5-card 21, which is also called a 5-card Charlie. And I had a 20. I knew that it wasn't there. So I lost $400 there, right? So at this point in time, I'm down 700. No, I take that back. I am down 600 and I got 200 left. So I go over and play a little Pai Gow, right? If Pai Gow had bad beats, I would be a billionaire. I had a king high flush. The dealer had an ace high flush. Up on the bottom. On the top, I had ace queen. On the top, he had ace king. That's how bad Pai Gow went. And literally, I had a full house. He got a bigger full house. It was crazy. It was literally crazy. We both, all we could do was laugh about it. So, dumbass me stops. I'm done. I lose my $200. Let's say like 7 hands, 8 hands maybe. So I go pull out a couple hundred, and there's this game that I've been wanting to play that, I've seen there. It's one of those ones, must hit by $5,000. What was that, like 48.9 or something like that? So I'm thinking, what? I'll throw a couple $100 in. Let's see what happens. So I throw $100 in. First spin, I get a bonus. Okay, so I'm like, cool. I go up $400. I'm like, all right. So I've got $500 or $400, $600 now. I should have just walked away, right? Well, no, because I'm a dumbass. I don't. So I keep playing it, and I keep on thinking that I'm going to definitely hit the big one, right? Like everybody does. I get in that little bit of a frenzy, and I'm sitting there. Next thing I know, because I changed my bet up to a $25 bet, which I didn't realize that I had done. I thought I had changed it up to a $10 bet. So pay attention, folks, when you do that, okay? And with that being said, next thing I know, I'm like, let's just say 10 spins into it, and I've lost all that $600 that I just won. So I walked out of there down 1,000. So, folks, the moral of the story is you shouldn't gamble if you can't hit. Just kidding. But trying that theory out, it didn't quite work. I had a yes and I had a no. I'm going to go back to that. A good or a bad. So the third time is going to happen either tonight or tomorrow, and definitely on the next show I will let you know what happens, okay? Because I'm really curious to see if there's going to be any type of change or any type of difference. And it's different days. One was just after the first, and then a few days after the first. So I'm going to see what it's like, going 2 weeks into the first, okay? All right, guys. Hey, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I'd like to say thank you. Hey, just started my first newsletter. Got that out there. If you're interested in being a part of the newsletter, please email me at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com, and I will put you on the list. So thank you guys very much for listening, and Deuces.